Hi, I'm Pablo Stern. I'm responsible for IT workflow products at ServiceNow. And today I want to talk to you about conversations I have with many technologists like yourselves about how to convert ideas into outcomes. And generally, where I like to start is what are the problems that our customers are solving for? And the first problem really is around driving resilience. And what I hear a lot from technology leaders is first and foremost, it's really critical to make sure that across your operational estate, you're being resilient. We hear a lot from financial service companies trying to make sure that they hit and meet regulations around operational resilience, or in the federal space, making sure that they're able to stay up and running amidst everything that's going on in their environment. Second big outcome that I hear from technology leaders is about cost savings. And this, frankly, has been something that has really risen much more in the last 12 months throughout the pandemic. Because a lot of companies and a lot of agencies are trying to both save money to be able to invest it in the digital transformation initiatives that they have in a world where the total amount of spend is not increasing dramatically. Ability to find dollars to go and invest is super critical. And it's really critical to be able to drive that innovation. Because at the core, what technology leaders are trying to do is they're trying to drive more innovation faster in this world to really get to that transformed state. And so this is where the federal agencies have told us what they're really trying to do is build these factories that are helping them be more agile, driving both speed as well as ensuring the governance, risk, and security is all being kept up. And in the end, what I hear first and foremost from customers across all these outcomes is the end goal, the end state is to deliver experiences. And that experience is both for an employee, a customer or a citizen, or even the knowledge worker in the enterprise. Because they really have now a new expectation of what those experiences are, even out of enterprise solutions. And so in the end, our customers are telling us when we're helping them out, these are the four outcomes that they're trying to drive towards. And the backdrop for all this is the biggest transition that's going on right now in our industry, which is this transition to transform, to drive new digital models in terms of delivery. And those models change a lot of what's happening with our customers because they're going from waterfall to agile. They're going from project to product. They're going from on-premise state in a multi-tiered architecture to cloud in a completely distributed architecture. And throughout this, the technology leaders like yourselves are trying to manage both traditional applications and these new digital applications. And they're really trying to do so in a world where they're able to drive both faster innovation while maintaining that resilience, that cost savings, and the governance that they need. And as every company, every agency, every entity becomes more and more of a software company, this becomes the initiative for the technology leaders. And they have to do so and support it in this hybrid world, because for the foreseeable future, they will have both this classic estate and the new digital estate running in parallel. And that actually increases and explodes the risks, the complexity of both people and process, as well as the complexity on technology that they have. And so as technology leaders, what we believe is important for our customers is they want to have that visibility across the entire life cycle, manage all their resources, be predictable, and get notified if ever there's a problem. And do so in a world where they're continuously simplifying. And because of that, what we say is that what our customers are really looking for is they're looking for a software factory. And at ServiceNow, with this platform for technologists, for IT, we're working tirelessly to enable that for our customers. The analogy that I always give here is manufacturing cars. If you think about a car company, they manufacture multiple different models to multiple different customers, but one enterprise has one production system. And the revolution that car manufacturing went through a century ago is exactly what's going on with software right now. We're going from this rat's nest of tools and we're bringing them all together. And what you need is, you need that factory that's helping connect all the digital enterprise and drive both the acceleration of innovation and outcomes across the life cycle that you see at the bottom here, from plan to build to operate to deliver that service, and across the entire technology ecosystem. And that connectivity is not just about the technology, but also if you look at the top of this chart, it's about the people and process. It's about connecting your program or product teams to the dev teams, to the ops or SRE organization, to the security team and the service desk, and enabling those teams to really workflow together. And so at ServiceNow, we believe that by doing all this, what we're actually going to help and enable our customers to do is deliver those experiences, the experiences for employees or citizens, for the technology leaders, or for the the employees of the company, to really be able to drive an experience across the innovative digital platforms that you as technology leaders will be providing. Now, from ServiceNow's perspective, one of the reasons why we've been really vested in this mission is because many of you already trust ServiceNow as a leader across this factory. If you think of the plan, build, operate, and service continuum, on the plan side, many customers are trusting us basically to be able to drive those DevOps outcomes through planning across the entire portfolio, or connecting through change to our DevOps solution to be able to drive faster automation and outcomes in the portfolio. And with our recent acquisition of Sweegle, which is taking us from the infrastructure layer up to configuration, going up the stack as the infrastructure is getting commoditized to enable the dev applications to get out more quickly and make sure that they're resilient on their first go. And then going into the operating estate, where that system of record, the CMDB, or the evolution of that CMDB, which we refer to as a service graph, gives you a full view of your entire estate and make sure that whether you're running the command center with our operations management solution, the SOC with our security ops solution, or managing the lifecycle of your assets with our IT asset management, you can do so with a common data foundation and a common data model that not only ensures great resilient data, but more importantly, gets you to your operational outcomes, your security outcomes, your risk outcomes in this ever-evolving and fast-paced world. And then coming full circle, where ServiceNow really started is to be able to deliver that service, that experience that citizens, employees, and customers are all able to get across the services that you as technology leaders are providing. And that really delivers an end-to-end across that life cycle that you have connected to the ecosystem of technology solutions that you're using to get those outcomes to your customers. And so if I was to drive in and go into depth into each of these areas a little bit more, I'd start off with the investment side, so the ideation. And here, what you're really looking for is how can you increase that pace of innovation and make sure that as technology leaders, you have full end-to-end view of all the projects and products that are going across your hybrid cycle. And so to do that, this is where we drive that connection that gives you both the visibility, but then also bidirectionally helps you drive resource and prioritization to the teams, and then connect back to see and get visibility on what your teams are doing with whichever tools of choice that they're driving. And that really is helping you drive that alignment between the ideas and the outcomes that you're trying to deliver for your agency. Now, as you continue forward and you think of getting into the build phase, where you've got your dev teams working through many different solutions, and they may be connecting to public clouds, they may have certain solutions on-prem, they potentially have multiple different pipelines that they're working through, they may have multiple observability solutions to get idea of what's happening in those environments that they're trying to feed back in, and then really through a connection of many different technology tools that are really delivering that service for you. One of the things we're very focused on is how do we help our customers accelerate that pace of innovation, drive faster change, make sure that all those changes, while the developers are working in their IDEs and in their current environments, they can move quickly. But if something's going to break, it gets caught before it actually goes out. you're ultimately helping them shift left by putting the right safeguards in place, but enable them to move quickly and driving both audit and change control in the new world. And making sure that as you get that, you also have insights and visibility across the entire pipeline. So you know what's happening, where the quality is, where issues are, where hotspots are. And so you can get true visibility of what's happening across the factories in your agency. Now, as you keep going down towards the operational estate, this is where that notion of resilience really pops out. And the need to really understand the environment, have full view from an infrastructure to an application level up to the service of what you're delivering, because that's going to help you drive prioritization around which issues are critical and need to be addressed more quickly. It helps and empowers our machine learning AI to really determine the outcomes that are needed, whether it's the SRE teams that you have that are trying to pinpoint an issue and tackle the issue that's most critical and find the root cause quickly, or a security team that's trying to go through mountains of data to figure out which vulnerabilities to prioritize or which incidents that are coming in need to go to the right person in the InfoSec team so they can go get tackled. And driving that connectivity between the security team, the risk team, the operations team, all through our native platform enables not only the technology to be integrated, but also the people and process to work across these different solutions with common playbooks. And as you keep shifting and get to that experience layer, the service that's being delivered, this is where many of our customers start with that modernization. You got to get to a modern platform to be able to deliver from a software first perspective those experiences. And then a place where we're investing very heavily is how do we drive machine learning to drive some of those outcomes to enable both self-service for a citizen, for an employee, or empower the knowledge worker with the information that they need and the right issue and incident right at their fingertips so they can go and tackle a problem quickly, which is both helping drive deflection and self-service and helping you reduce the burden of mundane and manual work that's coming back to your teams that could easily be pushed to a knowledge or to a virtual agent conversation. And doing so with an experience that both is world-class on the desktop, on a laptop, or on a mobile device for those people on the go, whether that's a knowledge worker who's trying to do something in the lunchroom while they're getting some food, or the citizen or the employee that just wants to get the answer and get on with their day. And so as you look across that entire life cycle, the interconnections of this common data foundation and common workflow enable connectivity so that the team that's working to drive ideation and planning is integrally connected to the dev teams, is connected to the operations world, and is connected to the delivery and visibility of the service, so that now you have, as a technology leader, full end-to-end visibility with one platform, connected to all the tools and solutions that you have in your ecosystem. And so coming back to where we started, which was really around these outcomes, because in the end, the goal around all this is not only to help deliver a platform that's pristine and really connects people, process, and technology, but it's so that you as technology leaders can drive your outcomes. On the innovation side, in top right, the focus area is how do we help that cycle time, help speed up the innovation that you have. We've got customers like Wayfair that have been able to drive innovation 95% faster through accelerated change and making sure that the app dev teams are able to live in the environments that they work, their IDEs, but ensuring governance, compliance, and the reduction of defect escapes by having the right pieces in place from a central perspective. Or as you think about saving on cost, with our asset management solution, we generally find is our customers are saving about $1 million for every $1 billion that they have in terms of actual hard dollar cost savings, whether it's software asset or with our new hardware asset platform that we released in the fall. That gives you full visibility across the life cycle of those software assets, helps protect against audits, helps ensure that you really are getting the full and maximum value of the utilization of the software that your teams are using, and really gives you some of that dollars you can now go and invest in those digital projects that I was talking about. And on the resilience side, this is not only about the reduction of incidents, like we saw at Danks Bank, where they were able to reduce incidents by over 90%, but it really is about driving the reduction of time to resolve and delivering a better experience to the customer, like we saw at Williams Sonoma, by getting ahead of issues and finding out about them and resolving them before people start picking up the phone and calling you. And then in the end, as I said, all this really leads to delivering those experiences, the driving up employee satisfaction, driving up satisfaction for your citizens and for your customers by not only making sure that everything is resilient, but also delivering the value that they want quickly and in a faster cycle time, like we've seen at customers such as Accenture. And in the end, one thing that I would point you to is, if you're interested in learning more about how the ServiceNow platform can do all this, we have many different case studies from some of the customers that I mentioned, as well as many others across these areas in terms of how they're able to drive that value and get the savings that they're looking for, whether it's about the experience, cost savings, driving that resilience on the platform, or being able to innovate more quickly. And so with that, what I'll leave you with is, our goal and the team that really backs all these solutions that we're building for you is really gold on making you, the technology leaders at your agencies, the heroes. And what you'll see from us is continuing to drive innovation across these outcomes, driving the connection across your software factory, from ideation all the way to the outcomes that you're delivering, all on one platform, all integrated with the technology tools and ecosystem that you have. And so with that, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you spending time with me today. Thank you.